this funky they make a follow, I'm really. That's who she do use me really. One to
Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Clustered Nuts, and we are glad to have you here. And as usual, we have Micah with us today, and we have Dara, and I am Toby. And today we'll be looking at something very important, and our conversations has always been important anyways. And if you've not been listening, I think you should listen to previous ones. And I still want you to drop your opinion, irrespective. But today we'll be talking about something interesting. Now, I've noticed leaders in different angles, leaders in different aspects of life that were feared and some that were loved, irrespective. So I think an example is very common, the Adolf Hitler guy. We know his situation. And also, of course, someone also in Nigeria that is so common. I think Abacha.
Yes, Abacha.
Abacha, yeah.
I
So
think I was alive when he
yeah,
died.
and if you're familiar with Nigerian story, you know what ended his life.
Actually, I don't know. Was it the apple? Because we grew up with that story.
Well, of course, that's the one I know.
That's the
it.
one you still know. The
Yeah,
apple?
I don't know if it is right or wrong. So don't let me say that we know why.
But you heard the
life.
apple gist.
But what I'm saying is, his life ended and people were even rejoicing.
Yeah, people
because
rejoiced.
nobody
People rejoiced.
actually cared about him as such, because
Yeah.
he was so feared and people had to be afraid of him. So now we are looking at it from, and we know people that they were loved and they are still loved, but the love has never translated to so much at
Do
the
we
moment.
have any Nigerian leader that was loved?
At the
Tafawa
moment,
Balewa?
not necessarily leader. Obafemi Awolowo was loved to an extent.
Yeah.
He was loved, and of course,
Yeah,
he still
Nigeria.
finished
Yes, this
at
guy,
a point
this Yoruba
where
guy.
they still loved him.
I can't remember his
And
name.
even outside
Oh,
Nigeria, I
this
still
guy that
feel-
never made it into politics.
That was
The one that
MK
Tinubu
Abiola.
took over.
Is it
Which one
The
is
one that
that?
Tinubu... No, not
what's his
Tinubu.
name?
Fashola replaced.
in
This one that
Williams.
everybody really liked. There's one that I
Funshaw
remember.
Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone like that. So, and of course, also people have been talking about MKO Abiola.
MKO
that he
Abiola
was
as
to be-
well.
So
Yeah.
there have been people that people really loved.
Yeah,
And
yeah. The Pope.
In a way,
That one
The-
is subjective.
People don't love the Pope.
It's very subjective.
You religious...
It's who you asked.
so of course there are a lot of people like that, and there are people that
Obama?
people were afraid of. I think relatively, maybe people outside America, I don't know so much, but to an extent, people even in America.
How about
still
this
love
guy
him.
that won
But they never,
Guinness?
I don't think they feared him. They
This
might
guy
have
that-
loved
this
but
guy
not
that
feared
won
him.
That's what we are
Guinness.
They
saying.
didn't
Yeah,
fear
yeah. We were mentioning people that they
This
still
one that
love
won
him.
Guinness World Record for 8 people cooking.
Ida Bassett. So
She's loved right now.
we can see a lot of people that people loved and all that. So
Starboy.
now, is it necessarily good to be feared? Is it good to be feared or loved? Which one would you prefer if you have to be feared or loved? And of course, we are here to look at it from different perspectives. So, Micah, what do you think when it comes to?
Which one? What's your choice? Which one is-
Depending on, I feel it's dependent on a certain criteria, right? So if you're a leader, ideally, yes, you would say you want to be loved, but practically you have to be feared. Personally, yes, everyone wants to be loved. Personally, everyone wants to
But
be
can
loved.
everyone even love you? Maybe
No,
majority.
not
definitely.
that's not your goal, but for maybe people close to you to love you, yeah. But if we're looking at the context from a ruler, a leader of someone with influence, you actually want to be feared than loved.
No, say from your own perspective, you prefer to be feared.
No,
not
I would argue.
generalize it.
I would generalize it because from a leader standpoint, you have to be feared. Fear breeds loyalty. That's where it comes from.
Are you sure?
Love breeds loyalty, but not on the level of fear.
Are you sure? Because
Are we speaking in reality or ideally?
no, I'm even speaking in reality now, because I think the situation where Abacha, for example, Abacha was killed.
Yeah.
I think it was a planned work. I don't know because I wasn't there, but I feel
based on what
it would most likely be a planned work because they want to just get rid of him.
they said
And
it
there-
was a coup. if I remember.
There have been
We have different stories, so
different
everyone,
stories.
depending on where
I'm
you
not
grew
sure,
up
maybe
around
you're
that time,
cool
everyone
also.
had a
But
different
yeah,
story.
different
Because
stories
phones
too.
were not allowed.
But what I'm saying is, when you are being feared,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things going on because a lot of people do not want you there.
Yes.
So irrespective of loyalty that you're talking about, the people that are against you are actually more than the people that are for you.
Yeah,
of
but-
course, we might do your bidding because you are in the position. And of course, I'm afraid of you
Yeah.
at this point. But if there is a possibility of just taking the person off the radar,
Yeah.
it's so high to do that.
And that can also be said about if you are being loved, because first thing first, not everyone would love you.
Definitely. No doubt
Sure.
about it.
Then the idea of, you said something about if you are feared, people would do your bidding. If you are loved, people would also do your bidding, right?
Mhm.
If you are feared, people would also do your. The reason why they would
Now-
not make a move, is because of the fear. So
But are you very sure? Because I know that the
yeah,
reason why.
because of the fear of if he fucks up, if your head is on the table.
yeah, if
No,
they
no,
can,
no. But
yeah.
then the people that if people fear you, they have more chances of wanting to get rid of you. So like, yeah, it helps people. Fear helps people get work done.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
then I don't necessarily think it makes people loyal to you.
Exactly, because
It gets
that's
work done, yes, but it doesn't get people loyal.
No, you are
to
loyal to the fear. You're not loyal to the person.
Exactly. So like it
but
doesn't get people
now what I'm
loyal
saying
to you.
is any opportunity to get rid of the person is very high
So
compared to being loved.
yeah.
Compared to being loved, the people that don't love you also. Are
No, no, no.
looking-
See, you have been
Oh,
saying
it's
we said
it's
love.
not so easy.
We said love. The people that love you would not want to get rid, but people that fear you want to get rid of you.
Exactly. But what he's saying is that there are people that do not love you that will want to get rid of you.
Yeah.
But now what we are looking at is
If
it good
majority
to
love
be
you.
loved or is it better to be loved or feared? Now, if the majority love you, and an example is now, I know, of course, people might want to come for me because this is Nigeria's case. Like, maybe...
I think outside
See.
of you could pinpoint different parts in time
No,
that we've had different leaders.
the reason why I even want to use Nigeria case is because this is the present situation,
Yeah.
especially with the present government. Now, the citizens, you might have mixed citizens because I have citizens that, and of course it's normal with politics, citizens that love Tinubu and citizens that do not. But something about his political career is that you know that the people in his caucus really loved him, irrespective. And
That's why they
they
got
guard,
him again
is
into
that what you've
re-election.
heard?
that's
That's
why,
why.
because they
that's
guard,
Because
they
why-
guard that space.
I've heard different.
Because
What have you heard? What's the
an
different
example
thing you've
is
heard?
someone like Sanwo-Olu. You see him go all length.
But then he doesn't have that caucus. He doesn't
No.
have the people that are
So
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, so for in terms of Tinubu example, it's what I've heard is not from love.
What have you heard?
It's based on loyalty because of
Because they are afraid.
because of generosity.
Yeah, that's
That's
an
it.
equal.
That's-
That's
that's two
a
different-
form of
that-
love.
No,
that's
that's a
just
form of
that's
love.
loyalty because of
Now-
you brought.
now-
you,
now- now-
it's different from love.
Now, why do
Love
people
don't-
love you?
They'll say people
Why do
love.
people
they'll-
love you in
People will
most
say that
situations?
they love
people
him.
people can love you for different things.
But why?
And part
Most
of it is
situations,
also
mostly.
generosity. People can love you
A
because
lot of people
your
love you because of
generosity.
what they have
But,
to take,
yeah.
what you have
What
to
you-
offer.
Yes,
Because it's
that's
so
part
hard
of
to see
loving.
someone that
That's-
loves you without you
So
offering
they
anything.
love him if
Maybe your
because
family
they
members.
give him some.
But look at your
because-
friends generally and think of one person that loves you without you offering anything. They are very scarce. So if the majority is loving you,
But,
they are
yeah.
loving you because of what they can get
So
from
even
you.
if you are
Okay.
getting some,
So
they still love.
irrespective, the reason why they love Tinubu
Is
obviously is because
his
of what they can get.
generosity, yes,
but
but
they
then they
still
love
love
him.
him, and then they guard that space jealously because they don't want anything to even happen to him because
they know it will
Yes,
affect them.
it will affect them. This is where we
That's
can
why
gain
he's-
things.
Yeah.
So, and of course, there are a lot of leaders too, even irrespective of the country. Of course, this is your space. This is what you can gain from this thing, and then you get
Majority
it.
of people that love Trudeau here is because what is giving us something.
Especially the immigrants.
The
I know.
Trudeau, we like
a lot of
the
people
immigrants
love
like Trudeau because
And
of the
yeah,
benefits they
know
are
that
getting from
they-
immigration.
Exactly. So, and that's the reason.
But then this loved
So,
more than
a
fear.
lot of people will not want him to leave that position because
Yeah.
of what they are getting.
First
I
timers.
mean,
Sha.
like immigrants, because you
First
want to
timers.
get what you want to get. A lot of that, I've had situations like that because it favors
Immigrations.
immigrants
That's
more.
why,
So-
yeah.
So things like that. Now, if you are looking at love from that angle, there are people that would jealously guard this space for you because they love you. And the main thing is now getting real people to love you. Because in a situation,
But
because
is it a
love,
bad thing for people to love you for a reason?
But that's not real love, cause when that reason is no
Why is
longer
there no real love? Is it not still love? Like, I don't understand. You yourself,
See,
you're getting something in return.
When-
Being
when you-
loved
when we
is
are
an
talking about
exchange.
real love,
Uh-huh.
for you to see that kind of love that you're talking about it's hard. It's
Love
hard in
is
this
an
world.
exchange. If you're giving someone and someone is going to love you, you're getting loved
That one
in
is deep. I
return.
didn't know love was an exchange. Oh.
It's
Mostly for a lot of people. Normally,
I think love is an
I
exchange.
feel normally love should transcend beyond exchange. But we are still in this world, and it's a different case talking about the ideal world. I've noticed naturally in this world, generally, even if you look at your friends, a lot of people that do not have anything to offer, you've gotten rid of them. Like, read in the sense that you do not necessarily chat with them.
Human, whatever.
For you to look at one or two of your friends that they have nothing to offer in your life, and you still love them irrespective, it's so hard.
But then I'm even
So-
the idea of like giving someone love is you giving something. Like loving someone is is something
doing
still like it's still a feeling that you're getting
so
back. So
even if
it's
the
still
person
an
is-
exchange
yeah,
in terms of like I give you something and you love because I want to get that love. Or I feel like it's still an exchange. To me, love is an exchange. It might not be equal, but it's
So-
definitely an exchange.
I think I get what you're saying.
So you people want to be loved than feared.
Yes.
I will
Because
not
I
take.
feel like there
I
are
will
more
not take away.
benefits to being
I will not
loved
take away
than
the
being
place
feared.
of fear.
Fear gets
And-
things done, yes.
And when you're talking about fear now, I think you can categorize fear in
So-
different angles.
So yeah.
Because there were times we feared our parents,
Yeah.
and you know that they still love you, and you still love them irrespective.
They can
But
go
the
hand in
fear
hand.
from a position of, I know what this person is capable of doing if I do not do this thing. But that doesn't take away the place of love too.
So
No, but sometimes it's either love or fear.
But
It's only
sometimes
with people that you have
I still-
relationship, like parents and stuff, that you just know that
Yeah,
even
and-
though they
and
don't
that's what I'm
necessarily
saying,
say I
like,
love
from
you,
the- and-
but then there are most cases it's either love or fear. It's not.
And
It's
that's
not
what I'm
necessarily.
saying.
But there are a lot
From
of people.
From a
There are a lot of
ruler
people.
From a ruler
Okay.
standpoint, you have it is beneficiary and mandated for you to be feared
Feared.
than loved.
But do you know that I still feel like you can be
I feel
feared and loved too. And
Yes.
and
as
I-
a ruler,
as a ruler, you can be feared and loved.
As a
Because
ruler.
it's all about setting
That's the best
a level of
position.
standard. That's what I feel. Like they know that if we cross this stage, just like an example, I think maybe because I'm a Nigerian and I relate more with that. An example is someone like Tinubu. Some people fear him too because you know that
They love you.
if you try
to do something.
to do
opposite.
this, Omo, you are gone. And you fear him for that. But that doesn't take away the space of love too. And I think that's also, as a ruler too, you can create, you can set that standard around yourself that these people know that if you pass this boundary, if you try to do this, you are gone. And they fear you for that. But that doesn't change the fact that they still love you because they love your principles, they love the things you're doing for them, and they love that.
But they respect. No,
But your principles come from both the fear and the love. Your principles.
Are you saying that you set different principles based on that?
That's what
I don't believe that anyways.
I would assume
And-
such.
And because this is an example that's coming to mind. Now, let's say I love my people. And that's even different from people reciprocating it. But I say as a leader,
As
I
a
love
leader, you
I love the people under me. And then my thought is if I carry out this particular project,
to cause them to fear me.
it's going to help a lot of people.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I know that at the moment, starting the project, it will cause a lot of rancor too. Like people would not like it in situations like that. So there are ways people would behave when you're just starting a new project,
So-
and that project might bring fear or even hatred in some ways. But you understand that eventually this is going to
For
lead
the
to
greater good.
yeah, this is going to lead to a greater good. So I'm just thinking that there might also be principles that you laid down that might also be from a place of love and also fear. The only problem is if you now love these people too much that you are afraid of stepping on toes, then it affects them. Maybe that's where those principles that you're talking about comes from. Because I might say I love these people and I do not want to put some things in place. I do not want to implement some things. And then it doesn't help them in any way. So I think I understand that point too. But I'm just saying that you can still love these people and they are still afraid of you. They still fear you in to an extent.
Tinubu is a good example of that one because there are people that love him and also fear him at the same time.
At the same time, exactly.
So it depends.
We
It
get him
depends.
speechless. He does
It
not
depends
know.
because when you say people love Tinubu, you can't. The love comes from a point. The love you speak of comes from a point of. It's like you give a beggar money and you say that is love. I don't think that is.
So
love.
when you're now talking about love, okay, let's bring it. What do you think would bring that love from people to you, towards you?
So I don't think people love him. They are with. They are.
Yeah, I'm
loyal.
not.
Loyalty
See,
can
I'm
come
not even
without
talking.
love.
I'm not even talking about Tinubu now. I'm just saying for an individual
To be loved.
to be loved, what would be the things that? What would be the reason why they love you?
The reason why it could be
Like
With-
that
from
doesn't
a
really
personal
show.
standpoint,
Yeah, yeah.
or- you know, that's why I said fear and love. From a leader standpoint, right? I'm of the opinion you have to be feared.
Feared. Yeah.
But from a personal standpoint, your normal day-to-day life, it will be good to be loved.
Loved.
So we need to distinguish that
So
standpoint. An example is from a
Okay.
general
Okay, so,
standpoint,
I'm-
you
I'm-
have to be feared.
so I'm talking about the leader now.
Yeah.
So what would you do to be loved that would not look like?
Oh, that's just helping
it's-
elevating your as simple as elevating your people.
So
from
that's what I'm
poverty.
saying. That you can't say that Tinubu is not loved, if that is the same point
No,
that you're
but that's
giving.
so someone elevating from poverty because of he wants your loyalty is not love.
So what's love? That's what I'm saying. Like
Give your own-
what exactly? That's what I'm saying. Like what?
But that's not that. So it boils down to that's not genuine love.
So what would
So
have
to the
been?
lame
What
to
would
the-
have been a genuine love?
Is if you are doing it from the goodness of your heart, not to gain that loyalty.
No, I'm not saying that. Okay, we are not talking about Tinubu
And that's
now.
what I'm saying.
Person.
So if you are doing
But I
it from the goodness of your heart,
So-
you want to help people.
So if
Yes.
I'm doing something from the goodness of my heart,
Of your heart.
and people now love me for that, is
Yes,
that not
that-
almost the same thing?
No,
It's still an exchange
It's still like they love me for what I'm
for
doing,
what you've done. It's not you.
yeah, but it's
not
is it
necessarily
genuine?
loving me.
Because-
Now I'm even saying this can be genuine, but it's still from a place of what I've done.
I'm talking about the people love him because of what they've gotten from him.
But
That's
wait,
it.
have you heard people say that
I've heard people say that.
they love him?
I've heard people say that
What was the reason they gave?
because they just. I even have
No.
a friend because he loved him. That one self. It's not even because of what he's getting from me. He can fight for him till tomorrow.
What?
He just loved him. And of course, I've heard people say that he's generous, and you just mentioned that. And because of the
People love him
generosity,
Yeah,
because
but have
of
you
his
heard people say
generosity.
anything apart from the generosity?
that's
People
what I'm
love
saying.
him
That-
because of
people
his
still love
These
him.
are
generosity.
people that.
People still love
So
him
this is
for
my
that.
point. People that claim they are loved by people around them, especially in leaders, is because of they are generous to those people. An example is if a leader gives me contract, I love him.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
what
would,
we're
no,
saying.
I would claim to love him.
That's what I'm saying. So now let's say, okay, you are showing your generous act without expecting any loyalty, and
But
people
then the person
people
is
still love
going
you
to
for that.
love you.
So that's still an exchange, but
they don't
you
love
were
you
not
for you,
necessarily
But
expecting something.
So yes, so this is the thing with the example you are giving is the people around him love him because they benefit, but the majority don't because they don't benefit.
I don't know about the majority though.
You can't say you don't know about the
I
majority.
don't.
Okay.
Because
The
I know
people that love
an
him
extent-
because
that's what
of
I'm
his
saying.
hey.
He's generous. Yeah, there are a lot of people that love him, and I just feel like when you're talking about love, except for extreme number of people, and that's even extreme, and even the way you've mentioned it, it's more of still a transaction.
Love is
They still
a
love you
exchange.
because you cannot love. No, okay, it's possible anyways, but it's so hard to love someone that hates you and do not love you in any respect. So there is a transaction that is going on. So if my own transaction is I'm providing this for this set of people and they love me for
because
that,
of it.
then that's still love, irrespective if it's genuine or not genuine. The truth still remains in
You
life.
guys-
How many people would stay with you even after you do not have anything?
It's not
so
even the
scarce.
material things or anything like that. It
A
might
lot
be
of people-
advice.
a
It
lot-
might be. It's
but a
still
lot of people
exchanging
love
of
for even
something
the material
for
things.
reasons.
But what I'm saying is, even the advice that you talk about, if you cannot offer the advice again, people will move on.
Love
So
is an
love
exchange.
Is actually
It
because
might be
of a
the,
thing. Like it's because of what they are getting.
I need to
irrespective.
get
That's just what I'm
something.
saying.
to love you, and me loving you is also me giving you love. Like it's an object.
That's what I feel.
That's my.
But anyways, I think I understand the position of being feared, and you won't take away that, because if it's all about love and then
Won't
all
get
your
work
principles are based on love, there are some harsh or tough decisions that you also need to make, and you might not get anything done because you're trying to show love. So
My
there,
own-
there is no doubt there is a place of fear, but I still feel like to an extent,
I don't think, like I said, there is still no leader that has been loved and people have gone the extra mile. People have gone the extra mile because of fear. Maybe I can't think of anyone.
but I know a lot of people that. An example, I don't know why I'm using a lot of this as an example, but an example is Peter Obi. People still try to go extra mile. That's why the people that couldn't even feed themselves well, that they are still struggling to feed, they are buying food and taking it to the homeless and all that. At least some people did that. And it's because of the love they have for this person. I believe people can still go and to an extra mile because they love an individual, irrespective.
No, yeah, sure. To a certain point, people can still go an extra mile. Because
But
of
you
love.
might-
even for anything in general, because of you respect someone, you can go to you
to-
can go
to do it.
to because of someone has done something for you.
But I think you can have a lot more achieved when they are afraid of you, and of course they are afraid
Fear
of their
gets
life.
work done. That's my own.
No,
Like,
no doubt
fear,
about
fear
it.
gets
Of course,
work done.
I'm
definitely.
not even arguing about that.
But
But I feel it's
love is
better
Love is a better
if you go through a
alternative.
the love route, than
because you can still get work done with love. though.
Exactly. And
Fear, it's an immediate response of yes, I'll get the
How
work
has
done.
that turned out for the world? Love.
but I
That's
think,
why we're
I think
still. Well, we've
left
not,
to me, I
we've
feel-
not been destroyed.
I
Because if
feel,
everybody
I
is going
feel
on
the world
fear
is actually a better place.
because of love, you
because
can't tell
of
me
love.
that
Because of
without
love.
love.
I-
So without
I
love,
feel
what's the
so.
world going to be now?
Seriously.
The world is a better place because of love. Oh.
Because in this kind of
Because if it's
situation,
fear,
you
everybody
feel
will use like
you feel significant. You feel all that. Like, of course, in Nigeria, it's not a system of okay. The system of Nigeria is usually not a system of I care about this person extremely. Okay, maybe I'm not getting it right. But what I'm going is like the little things that matters, or even that those little things that do not matter. We don't really do a lot of that in Nigeria. And coming to Canada, you see people who even open doors for you, do all that, and it means something because you feel like, so people even care. Just though they are minute things, but people still care. And you feel like, okay, I'm in a community. When you are in a system whereby people love you and they celebrate you, you feel better. But imagine everyone is just afraid of everybody. I'm just imagining how the world would be.
And that's why I still said for your everyday life, right? It's good to be loved within. But from a leader standpoint, you get fear is what rules. As much as we may not want to admit it, but fear rules the world.
Left to me, I won't take away the place of fear.
I don't admit it
and
at all.
and some things that fear does, like fear gets the work done
Because the strongest
faster and all
countries
that. But
are not
left to me, I feel like
the strongest leaders are not loved; they are feared. The strongest countries are not loved; they are feared.
do that make those countries a better place?
That's the question.
Do they make them a better
Yeah.
place? No, it's not about them being a better place. It's about them
Left
being
to me,
respected
that's
on
it.
a global context.
What
The reason
what would the respect do to most of them?
the reason why America is where it is because it's feared. It's not because it's loved.
Are you sure? Because I see I see
People
America.
love the
I see America
the American
extend.
culture.
I see America extend that hand of love, trying to do all these
People love American
all these
culture.
bilateral relations
No,
and
that's-
everything.
Internationally.
And those things are actually you trying to win a lot of countries over and doing it in a way of like there is something we are
Okay, so-
exchanging.
so
And that's in a way
are
love.
we talking on a surface level on
That's
what's
in a
underneath
way
the surface?
love.
No, are we talking on the surface level or what's underneath the surface?
But I feel they do a lot of that too.
Huh?
They do a lot of that.
A lot of what?
Trying to relate with other countries, trying
Out
to
of what? For whose
but
benefits?
most times, of course, their benefit. That's what I'm not even taking now. I'm not
So,
taking
so,
away.
so
that
wait,
point.
when you say they are trying to establish relationships, right? Are they establishing the relationship on a mutual ground or is as a show of power or do those people have a say at the negotiation table.
Sometimes they do. They might not necessarily have.
So if you don't have a say at the
Wait,
negotiation
wait.
table, how is that
No,
love?
but usually they have a say at the negotiation table, but they do not. Wait,
What?
I
Explain.
think you don't understand this. Now, it's like you're showing this that, okay, you know what you want to do, but you come to the negotiation table thinking that, see, I'm telling you that most of these countries that they have this relationship with, they think they have a say at the table, if you've noticed.
That's why they're
Because
not able
it
to
comes
swing
like
it.
a mutual connection, but those guys are actually smarter to actually outplay them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks like they have a say, but they do not.
That's why
necessarily
they
have a
bring
say.
them to the table. So
Exactly.
yes,
They
you
come
have
to
a
the
say.
table because they
But that's-
want them to feel like they have a say, but
And
literally
that's why
they
I
don't have a
asked.
say.
And that's why I
the
asked.
reason
Are
for
you,
saying that.
that's why I asked. Are we speaking on the surface? Because
don't
at the end
know.
of the day, there's no point me
But
speaking on the surface
But
level.
in
If
a
was-
way, it might actually be deeper than that. But what they
it's
actually
not deeper than
what,
fear.
See what they show. What I'm saying is, yeah, I'm not saying. I say it might be deeper than the love that is shown outside. But what they are trying
It's
to
not even shown that is love.
No, they try to show it sometimes. They try to show it. How would you reach out to a country and say that we are going to help you with this? We are
Because
giving you
you've been
this,
indebted to me.
we are giving you this.
Just because you don't understand the contract, it's like saying what you're saying
So
is.
what I'm saying is,
so what you're
see,
saying, let me
I
bring it
understand-
closer.
no,
I
I
feel like
understand.
we're going out. We're
No,
going.
let me
we're
bring it
going
closer,
off.
right? It's like saying a record label loves an artist when they
That's-
sign an
But-
artist. No!
but in a way,
But it's painted. Yeah,
They
like
sign
you
the
said.
artist because they want to.
they love-
Because they love the.
because they
Why
love
would
it.
they
No,
not
that's
sign
not all I'm
without
saying.
love?
No,
It
that's
might,
It might be.
what
It
I'm
might,
saying
it
is,
might go
what
more
I'm
far
saying,
as like
it might
they
be
want
deeper
to.
than that.
So no,
but
no,
the
it's not
that
basic,
it's- you can't say
no,
it's
what-
the
might.
basic thing is because they love him.
No!
If they don't like the songs, if they don't like the
will-
artist,
Countries,
sign.
that's why I asked you.
So that's the reason for
countries,
saying that.
countries are not the respected countries in the world are not loved. They are feared.
I still feel like they come as from a show play from a point of love.
Not love.
now,
Using love is a. I would say love is
I would
it's
not.
It's
won't-
camouflage like
I
they
won't-
want your own benefit.
I won't. Yeah, that's the way they do it.
But that's not love. Camouflage like they want something good for you is not love.
No, but it is like
No.
because no, we've defined it. It might not be genuine, but it's still love. There are a lot of people that come
No.
to you.
So
But
that's
that's
even
what we've
different
said.
because that is not even that's painted on the surface level, as you said.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
something good.
That's what.
But
because
it's
I'm
not the
even
surface
taking
level
a-
that matters.
I'm
It's
not
what's
even,
deep that matters.
I'm not even taking away that point of there is more to it. But I'm saying that the way most of these countries see them is like they love us. And that is why they want to do business with them.
No.
That is what. No, I doubt if there are a lot of countries that sign agreements and all that with US from a place of fear.
Yeah,
from a
they
place
sign
of-
it from fear.
I doubt it. I feel, left to me, I might be wrong, and I stand to be corrected, but I feel it's from a place of, this is a strong country, and if we liaise with them, we can get more from
How
them.
did the country become strong?
That's another case, which I might not be able to
Yeah,
talk
trying
about.
to
But I'm
mix
saying, like,
so many things
no.
to the like the simple fact. Sorry, the simple fact is that yes, fear gets things done,
No
and
doubt about
there are
it.
countries that have used fear, but then it does not still take the
So
fact
that-
that love is still
Yeah, so
there.
you
Yeah,
Love is still
and
important,
you-
but
But you
you
can't
are
give,
of
you
the
can't
opinion
give an
of
example
without
of
the
where
love-
love
without-
has produced what you want it to produce.
There are a lot of times that love has produced, and I think
Mention a leader that was respected out of love, wasn't feared.
I think I've mentioned few
Which
ones
one?
today, and
You giving someone monetary value is not. I don't. Maybe it's not.
And I've asked you that where is love coming on?
Because
that
you can
is-
give. That's
that
why I
is
said,
not an
and that's why I
exchange.
gave an example.
Where is love
The
coming from that
if
is
you
not
give
an
a beggar
exchange? So,
money,
I think
from a leader standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, the people need to fear you. Because that's how you
left
get.
to
that's-
me, I feel like there is a way you bring in fear, but when you want a genuine loyalty and genuine support that you know that these people are actually supporting me not because they are afraid. Love comes in at that point, and that's what I believe. Fear gets things done. I would not even
Is
argue
that not
about
what
that.
the whole point of it is to get things done?
I will not argue about that, but I believe that love also gets things done, and it's even the best route. That's just my own belief, and I think,
I still, as we said, which would you
of
prefer?
course, and of course,
Fear.
I think,
I would prefer to be feared.
I think at this point, we'd love to also hear your.
But we had a
your
we had
thoughts.
a leader that was loved but was never respected, which is I would say I won't even say was loved, but he was nice and it was easy, which was good luck. It
Yeah,
was
but
a good.
you can't even say he was loved.
No,
That's what, because
yeah,
they voted him out.
yeah, they voted him out.
If he
due
was loved,
to,
he should have won the election again. So yes,
yeah,
now at least to an extent, of course, because he was still in power,
yeah, he was in power,
so he could have
but
found his way. If he was
found
just
his way.
yeah, you are in power, and if you are loved, I don't think they can rig that one. If he was genuinely loved and people really wanted him
What
for
do
the
you
next
mean?
time,
So I don't want to start another.
but I think it's just a good way to just conclude this. And
So in conclusion,
we have our different angles, and the conclusion is not even concluding.
Please
but
be fair.
my
though.
own, no,
Don't be
I want to
loved.
be loved.
But
My own opinion, my own is that I stick to the side of love.
left to me, I think Micah is still standing on be feared
Yeah,
and nothing more
To
than
be
that.
fair,
But no doubt, I believe fear gets things
so
done. But I won't say that even the countries that are feared are better off. They might have the power, but some of them are
yeah,
not better
power,
off.
but yeah, power.
Some of
is-
them are not better off.
power
And you can
controls
give
everything.
examples of countries that are not better off because they are feared, because their leaders are feared.
Which one?
Russia is a pure
It's
example.
it's
Did it-
Russia is a good example of
Feared.
being fair. That's why Europe can't even do
but
anything.
it's not better off.
What do you
that's
mean it's
one
not
thing
better?
I
off?
know.
No. Europe is not saying anything with the
Because-
Ukraine war.
bec-
No one
bec-
is saying anything
But
with.
how are they better off with the war and all? And all, of course, it's affecting the citizens. Do you know what the Russians...
War affects. War affects.
So that's
the
what I'm saying.
Wait.
So
Pause.
are you telling me-
Are we not concluding this? How did we start another
I'm
one?
I'm just saying that fear doesn't necessarily get a lot done, just like the way you say. Of course, you are in
I'm
control
not-
of power, but not necessarily you getting a lot done. But I think...
No. Yes,
yeah,
you could say
you're
say
in
that,
control.
but that's how the person chooses. So people could use fear for just their own personal. You get, they just want to be, and that's another self that goes down the role of, are you just being stupidly selfish, and or people could want their country to be want on a global scale. A leader would want it on a global scale his country to be feared. So every other country respects that country and know they shouldn't cross
No
this
doubt.
line.
And I'm not
Oh.
even arguing
But
about
obviously,
that. But I'm saying most of those
but now-
countries, they show out
No,
there like
so-
they
so
love. And
the-
they don't really show that.
so
fear
this is where
aspect.
your fear and love comes in. To other countries, fear my country. My people should love.
That's
should
exactly what
love
I'm
me.
saying.
Yeah.
And even sometimes my people and me, I show love to others, but I create a level of fear in you to fear me, but I come as if I love you. And because of the fear you have for me, of course, you just accept my love that way. But you also understand that it's beyond the love.
Bitter sweet love.
But of course, and that's what I'm saying. Like they still
Bitter
come
sweet
with a
love.
level of love, but you know that it's deeper than the love. That it's still because you are afraid of it. But I think it's just a good place to stop. For me, I still stand with the fact that I believe that love gets things done, and it's a better route to go. So thank you for listening.
Be feared.
Beloved, beloved,
So,
beloved.
Just share your thoughts, share your opinions on this, and we would love to see that in
If
the
you had to
comment
pick.
Section. Thank you.
So if you had to pick, you say beloved.
Beloved.
As a
Same.
Love
leader.
conquers all.
Beloved.
Yeah.
Love
beloved.
That one is a different story. That love conquers one is a different episode.
Well, thank you for listening, and see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.